Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear. Hello, Alex.
Hey, how do you say your name?
My name is Yilun.
Yilun.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know about Intel in AMD because it's American company. Standard holiday is like 2 weeks or something. So US companies tend to give extra holidays. And in AMD we have 4 extra holidays, and they normally collocate it with some US holidays, which this year is 4th of July, which is Friday.
Oh,
We got this extra day on Thursday, 3rd of July. So
this today
people
is
take this, make long holiday, long weekend, and they, go away. So I was wondering if Dan is doing the same thing or not.
okay. So you mean today is some US holiday? Is it?
It's tomorrow.
Oh, it's
Well,
tomorrow. Okay.
it is 4th of July now in
Uh,
Australia, in China, but in US it's still 8 p.m. 3rd of July. So technically, it's not a holiday. Technically, they could join.
okay.
Unless they were given an extra day off on, Thursday, like an AMD.
Okay.
No, we didn't. We didn't get Thursday off. We were still here on Thursday. It's just Friday.
Right. And you, David, are Intel
Yeah.
or US?
Yeah, I'm Intel. I'm normally based out of Colorado, but I'm in Florida at the moment. So it's 11 p.m. here. So still got an hour before vacation kicks in.
Ah. And where are you, Yilun?
I'm in China.
Ah,
Today is my Friday.
right.
Yeah. Where are you from? Where are you in, Alex?
My accent is Russian, but I live in Australia,
Okay.
close to East Coast.
East Coast.
Yes. Say it's like 3-hour drive to Sydney, or 2-hour drive to the coast.
Okay. So basically, you are on the same zone, time zone. Is it?
Well, very close to you. Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
Seems eerily quiet. While we're waiting, I wonder. So last couple of weeks, I was rebasing my tree on top of 616 RC1 with DMA buffer, which I'm using now unmodified, and then IDE stuff I'm using now unmodified, and the latest in place conversion from iCarly, which also works. But the change there is that before, and whatever was based on 615 RC1, I was supposed to hold the reference on every folio I'm up for IMMU. On 616, there is a change.
Okay.
It's the opposite. Now I must not have a reference, not hold a reference to whatever folio I get from GMMFD.
Okay.
Because GMMFD itself guarantees spinning and what's the other word?
Yeah. I
So it's not
think I
going
need
away.
to. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of know this context, but I didn't investigate in this investigating this. Now the thing
So
is that yeah.
I did change my kernel in a way so I don't hold reference, so it works now. The question I have now is we need to connect a UMMU FD to KV to guest memfd, and then we need to implement some callbacks from guest memfd to a UMMU FD in case memory gets converted, right? And this
Yeah.
stuff is not there. And I wonder who wants to take on this stuff. If anyone has a plan or had a look, or it's me, and then I can just do whatever I do some hacking. In a couple of weeks, we will talk about that. I don't know.
Yeah. I maybe I will also engage in this investigation then. I'm not actively working on this because just because TDX for TDX we share the KVM MMU with the LMMU L page table. So we actually don't build the LMMU page table on the LMM driver. Yeah, so
So a UMMU table is owned by KVM.
yes, yeah. But I
But
think it still has
oh,
problems we need to solve. Yeah.
because in my case, AMD UMMU is really not aware of KVM. It's a separate table, and it's pretty much the same as nested page table. But
Yeah.
it's still separate and independent table, which may look actually different if you, well, when it
Yeah.
comes down to huge pages.
Yeah. So actually, for MD, you still need to build the legacy second stage page table for LMMU. So then you need to map the guest memfd provided memory. Yeah, I know that. So you are working on this.
Uh-huh. So you're saying you will not need this kind of callbacks just yet?
Yeah. For TDX, we didn't we don't need this yet. But
Okay.
I think yeah, but I think maybe later we still need this because because the because when a page is mapped to a main page table, it need to be pinged. You cannot let KVM even you are sharing the page tables, you cannot let KVM just unmap that page table. Then our MMU side will crash.
Well, for that case, you have gmemfd, which is part of KVM, and
Yeah.
gmemfd guarantees spinning and what else?
But yeah, for now that gmemfd doesn't allow the page migration, but I think that is just the temporary situation. They just doesn't
But okay,
implement the
if you do page migration, then your KVM owns IMMU page table, so you can do it in KVM and you'll be fine without callbacks into IMMU or IMMUFD.
No, it's not fine because when IOMMU maps the same page, you cannot actually migrate. Yes, I was
You
I
can
was thinking
unmap and
about
then map, and you can migrate. Why can't you? It's
no, you cannot, because when a DMA is ongoing, you cannot just
right,
unmap and then map. Yeah.
right. But like we live in 2025, and the hardware can actually, you can tell hardware that I'm migrating this page, this kind of stuff. You must have something like this in your hardware,
Hmm.
because we do.
I think it is not just about the host side. It also relates to the guest side. No. It also relates to the device side. If the device side on device side, a device cannot support the like some page fault then device will not cooperate.
Mm. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know
So if
why we need so much cooperation from device. You need to be able to tell device flash its caches and redo translation for say ATS.
yeah, ATS, yes, but I think in the real world, most devices doesn't support ATS yet.
Right. So for most devices, they will just shoot DMA, and it's up to IOMMU to handle it correctly, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And if you want to migrate page, then you can kind of sort of stall DMA at IOMMU level. Well, we have this functionality in our IOMMU. Then you can stop it delay it for a bit, then do your
Okay.
magic with IOMMU PTEs and RMP entries and all that. And then you resume it. And it's supposed to be working. Well, anyway, I got
Okay.
the current situation. So right now we don't have to worry about it too much, unless ARM
Yeah. I'm
wants
interested in your hardware that is being able to postpone any DMA requests. But does it have some implementation on legacy side? Because for now, I think that without TIL, just on legacy cases, the LMMU would still ping the legacy pages. Is
Well,
it?
we don't have the code right now to execute on host OS for this IMMU to
Okay.
make it stall.
Okay.
And I'm not
Okay.
sure even if we have enough priority to do this. It's all
I
these small
think.
firmwares which run on our chip, like PSP, which can do that.
Yeah, I think if you have this technology to support this blocking, maybe it should be firstly landed on the legacy cases, is it?
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I think for current situation we still need some pinning for our MME page table here.
By the way, how far are we from getting the FIO DMA buffer accepted?
No, I think it will be it will be quite far. The current implementation is just some workaround, and because from the previous discussion, Jason also want to use this DMA buff a bunch of things like RDMA or something. So I think we're not new
Well,
here.
first the objection was that the DMA buffer is not for this purpose, and it was coming from like Helvig. It was someone like that. So do we stick to this approach with DMA buffer, or are we reinventing something, or do you have?
No, we are not inventing something new.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think see, we're actually proposing some importer mapping mechanism. Previously, DFM buffer just to provide some exporter mapping mechanism. So the importing mapping idea is supported by JSON, and it is after discussion, I think that the DMA buffer maintainer is not strongly object to this idea. Yeah. So as long as this importer mapping exists, then I think we could build our private MMR mapping based on this.
So I should expect new version of this DMA buffer stuff.
Yeah, it is just that the API format is not decided yet, because there are a bunch of user cases that want to adapt to this new API. So yeah, so the API format is still under discussion.
Okay, good. At least some agreement on something.
Yeah, but yeah, recently I'm not actively working on this, because I still lack some knowledge about how RDMA or some other device use cases would use this DMA buff. Yeah. But I think maybe still for a long time we still need to use this temporary solution for DMA buff. Yeah, and I think for now the most important thing is that we could work out some overall flow. The QEMU APIs, the kernel APIs, and the guest APIs to have a complete solution of this this TIO pass-through.
Right. Cool. I see Nicolin Chen in the chat, and I'm curious. When are we having the device and QEMU upstream? Because I keep rebasing and keep pulling this tree from GitHub. And it seems working. Because kernel stuff is already in.
What change are you talking about?
QEMU patches to support this vDevice stuff.
So I don't think it's very complicated changes first, and so the right now I'm relying on Shamir is doing all the QEMU job for SMMU support, and I think he's working on the kind of the VM part of the work. And once that's done, I think it's very close. It's V6 now. And so the next step should be adding the nesting support for SMMU, which is ARM IMMU, and I think that will include the VIMMU infrastructure, the UAPI support in the QMU. That will include the V device, but it's just that just a couple of backend function in the QMU. That QMU backend slash MMFD.C, right? It's not that very complicated.
It's not. I noticed it. The whole patch set is, well, in URGet 3, it looks like there are 3 patch sets. And I need only like first one to make my stuff work. And I'm assuming are you planning on getting all 3 at once in one go, or you will be pushing them one after another in order?
Well, so here's the thing, like just like Intel is adding the nesting support for their IMMU and the QMU, and they need the HWPT API support, and ARM needs it too. So we just align with each other and who will add first. So let's see how fast you're going to add with your patches. If you go add tomorrow, probably you'll be faster than what Shamir is doing, right? So it really depends on who's going first. Yeah.
Well, you can push the common infrastructure first in upstream, and then we do the rest later, right?
Yeah,
upstream.
They can do the job because we didn't have any dependent until you mentioned that. So we were not at that in a hurry. But yeah, sure, if you need that. So how soon do you need it?
Yeah, well, I'm not in a hurry. I just every time I rebase my stuff, I have to also pull your tree and take latest version of your patches, so I'm up to date.
Okay. So to be honest,
bits of annoyance, but I'm not in a hurry.
I understand that totally. So the thing is, I haven't been working on the QMU side for a while. It's just there are more kernel patches I have to take care, and so my QMU stuff was kind of old, outdated, and we don't have an updated one, unfortunately. And well, I need to talk to Shamir and see if he has some local patches. I think probably he has some patches one in there, and just to test his code with nested support. So maybe we can refresh some patches. Maybe that will be a more formalized one that we can share together. Yeah, let's see. I need to talk to Shamir about that.
Right. Then we could review and do this tested by stuff, and then Jason will pull it. I don't know who's doing this AMMU stuff and QMU maintainership.
I think there should be different maintainers. Jason doesn't really work inside QMU. It should be some guys from Red Hat.
Cool. Well, I didn't have anything else today to ask or talk.
So I have a quick question. It's my first time attending this meeting because some of the folks from my side who have been working on the ARM and I think it's the RAM SMMU support that related to the topic you guys have been discussing. So
last time it was Anish.
Okay. Maybe it was the last time. Yeah. So because the note to the meeting wasn't yeah. Okay, got it.
The idea of the meeting is to just discuss what we have right now to discuss. Which we just did.
Cool. Yeah, we were hoping that Jason could join, but the time of this meeting is a bit awkward for him. It's right now it's midnight in Canada.
Okay.
Right.
So are you also in Canada?
No, I mean
Oh
it's
no.
I'm in West Coast, so he's more
Okay.
on the East Coast. So he's like 4 hours in front of mine. So it's midnight for him. Right now I'm 8:30, and it should be fine with me, but it's kind of awkward for him. Yeah, I'm just letting you know if you guys want to involve him, and
Because
Yeah.
I'm totally fine moving this like 3 hours earlier, 4 hours earlier, because it's 1 p.m. for me. And about the same for Yilun.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll tell them. And we want Canadians. And you, Nicolene, work on ARM, right?
Yes,
Okay.
because eventually I think we need the same thing. I haven't started an upstream progress yet, but I think eventually we need something similar. I haven't taken any look at the ARM stuff yet, but apparently I was joining here because Jason couldn't.
All right then. Well, if you don't have anything else to talk, then happy 4th of July, and talk to you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think Dan would join today. Maybe I don't have anything on my side now.
Did NVIDIA have a day off yesterday? Well, today. Right. 3rd of July.
Yeah, Dan's listed as being out of office until the 7th, so I didn't think he was showing up to this.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. You have good evening, night, rest of the day. Cheers.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.